Have you ever wondered what it would be like to move into a nursing home? You might have heard stories of comfort, care, and peace of mind, but the reality? It might surprise you. Today, I'm going to share 6 hard truths about nursing homes that no one tells you until it's too late. I know, because I've been there. I moved into a nursing home myself, thinking it was the best decision for my health and happiness. The idea seemed like the solution to so many worries. Round-the-clock care, medical professionals always on hand, and a community of people to share my days with. But over time I realized that there were things I didn't know about living in one. Things that you can't find in the brochures or hear from family and friends who haven't experienced it firsthand. If you're considering this option, I really want you to know the reality. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, and the truth is, you need to be prepared. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 key lessons I learned about nursing homes, so you can make a more informed decision about what's best for you or your loved ones. Before we dive into these truths, hit that like button if you're finding this helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories and advice. It really helps us reach more people who need this kind of information. Alright, let's get started. Losing independence can be one of the hardest parts of aging, and it often becomes more real when people have to face the decision of where they want to live as they grow older. Let me tell you about 2 individuals. One chose to stay in their home, while the other moved into a nursing home. These 2 paths may seem like just different choices, but they reveal the deep emotional toll that losing independence can take. The person who moved to the nursing home faced constant supervision. Every part of their day was structured by someone else's schedule. Meals were served at set times. If they wanted to go outside, there was someone else's permission to ask. Simple things like taking a walk when you feel like it, or even deciding when to take a nap, became things of the past. There was no room for spontaneity. Their day was planned for them, leaving little space for personal freedom. It wasn't just about the physical limitations, it was about the emotional cost of no longer being in control of your own life. On the other hand, the individual who stayed at home had more control over their daily routine. They decided when to eat, when to go to bed, and when to take a walk outside. There's something powerful about that kind of independence. It's not just about the actions themselves, but the sense of self that comes with being able to make choices, even small ones. Yes, they may have needed some help now and then, but the power to decide what happens in your own day is priceless. But here's the reality. As people age, they may find that maintaining independence at home becomes more difficult. Maybe they need extra help with daily tasks like cleaning or getting groceries, or maybe their health just doesn't allow them to do the things they used to do. That's where the choice of moving into a nursing home might seem tempting. But as we've seen, that choice often means giving up personal freedom, something that many people never fully prepare for. The emotional toll of this loss of freedom can be severe. Many people feel frustrated when they realize they can't do the things they used to do on their own. It's not just about physical limitations, but about the emotional burden of feeling helpless. It can lead to feelings of sadness or even depression. After all, when you can't make your own choices, it's easy to start feeling like you're losing control of your life. That sense of autonomy, which is so important to mental well-being, begins to slip away. What's more, this feeling of helplessness can have an impact on relationships too. Family members may try their best to be supportive, but when someone feels like they've lost their independence, it can create tension or guilt. And let's face it, no one wants to feel like they're a burden. So, what can you do if maintaining independence is important to you? Consider exploring other options like in-home care or assisted living. In-home care allows you to stay in the comfort of your own home, where you can keep control over your daily routine while still getting the help you need. Assisted living might also offer a good middle ground, providing assistance without taking away the ability to make decisions about your day. These alternatives can give you more control over your life and give you the chance to maintain your dignity. If independence is important to you, don't wait until it's too late to explore your options. It's crucial to start thinking about what your future could look like and how to make sure you maintain as much control as possible over your life. Has anyone in your family experienced this loss of independence? Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you or your loved ones have navigated these tough decisions. For many older adults, one of the most unexpected challenges they face is social isolation, especially when they end up in nursing homes. You might think that being surrounded by other people would mean there's always someone to talk to, someone to share a laugh with. But that's not always the case. Let's look at the story of two people, one in a nursing home, and another who's active in a local senior group. Imagine this. You're in a nursing home, surrounded by other residents. There are staff members going around taking care of things, but despite all of this, it's easy to feel alone. The staff comes and goes, the other residents are often too caught up in their own routines or struggles to connect deeply, and the sense of community that you might expect just isn't there. You might have a quick chat with someone in passing, but those conversations don't have the depth that make you feel truly connected. Now think of someone who regularly participates in a local senior group. They meet up every week, sharing meals, conversations, and activities with others who are also there to enjoy life and make new friends. Even when they have to spend time alone, they feel more in control because they know they have a circle of people they can reach out to. It's the difference between being part of a larger community and being left to navigate your days alone, even in a crowd. Social isolation doesn't just feel lonely, it can have real effects on your health. Studies have shown that when people are isolated, it can lead to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and even physical health problems like high blood pressure or heart disease. Feeling disconnected doesn't just weigh on your heart, it can impact your body too. It's no wonder that many people in nursing homes struggle with their mental and physical health. They're isolated from the outside world, which creates a vicious cycle of loneliness that's hard to break. Take it from someone who's been through it. The days can feel long and lonely. I found that I missed having personal conversations with friends and family, and it was hard to form genuine relationships in a place where people are often just passing through. These aren't just empty words. They reflect the deep truth that many experience. In a nursing home, relationships are often fleeting. Residents might come and go, and even if you start to bond with someone, they might not be there long enough for that connection to grow, but it doesn't have to be this way. If you're feeling isolated, there are ways to stay connected with others. It's important to make an effort to keep those meaningful relationships alive, especially when you're in a place where it's harder to build new ones. One simple tip is to create a schedule where friends and family can visit regularly. It gives you something to look forward to, and it ensures that you're not just waiting around for interactions that might never come. Another great way to stay connected is by setting up virtual check-ins. Technology can be a lifeline in the digital age, allowing you to see and speak to your loved ones even if they're far away. It's not the same as being in the same room, but it can still provide that sense of connection that we all need. Even if you're in a nursing home, don't forget that you have control over how connected you are. Reach out, stay in touch, and make those efforts to build a support system that works for you. It may not always be easy, but taking small steps to combat isolation can make a big difference in your overall well-being. In the end, the key takeaway here is that social isolation is one of the hardest challenges in nursing homes. Even if you're surrounded by people, it's easy to feel alone. But by staying connected with family and friends and engaging with local senior groups, you can create a sense of community that will enrich your life. Don't wait for others to take the first step. Be proactive about staying engaged, and remember that your connection with the world outside matters. Moving into a nursing home is a big step, and it can have a surprising impact on personal relationships, especially with family members. For some families, the decision to move a loved one into a nursing home can bring a sense of relief. It might seem like the best option for everyone involved, giving the person needing care a safe, professional environment, and giving family members the opportunity to take a break from caregiving. But for others, the shift can be incredibly difficult. Guilt, helplessness, and even resentment can come up. And all of this can leave both the person moving in and their family members emotionally drained. One of the first things that might happen when you move into a nursing home is that your relationship with your family changes. Your children or other loved ones might feel a weight lifted, thinking that they're finally able to focus on their own lives. But at the same time, you might feel abandoned. You might wonder if they've just gotten tired of caring for you, or worse, if they're happier now that you're not around as much. These feelings can be hard to deal with, especially when no one is openly talking about them. On the flip side, some families feel nothing but guilt. Maybe they wanted to keep caring for you at home, but it became too much, or maybe they just felt they couldn't do it as well as the professionals in a nursing home. These emotions can lead to feelings of inadequacy or even resentment. Your loved ones might visit, but it's clear that they're still struggling with the decision. And on your side, you might feel guilty, thinking you're putting them through too much. The emotional toll of this situation can be overwhelming for everyone involved. It's important to understand that these feelings are normal. There's no one right way to feel about a nursing home transition. But what's crucial is being able to talk about it openly. Sometimes the strain comes from not talking enough or not really acknowledging how everyone is feeling. Families can feel like they're doing their best, but they're afraid to admit they're not always getting it right. Similarly, you might feel like they don't understand what you need emotionally, and that can lead to misunderstandings. The emotional impact on both the person in the nursing home and their family members can be far-reaching. For you, the person in the nursing home, the change might feel like a loss of control. You might feel like you've lost your independence, and that can cause frustration, sadness, and sometimes even anger. You might also feel disconnected from your family, especially if they're not visiting as often as you'd like. It can feel like you're losing touch with them emotionally, even if they love you deeply. For family members, the guilt can be even more complex. They might wonder if they're doing enough to support you or if they're visiting enough. They might also feel resentment if they believe the decision to move you into a nursing home was made too quickly or without enough thought. These conflicting emotions can weigh heavily on everyone. So what can you do to make sure these feelings don't cause more strain on your relationships? It all comes down to communication. Having open, honest conversations with your family before making the decision to move is essential. Talk about what everyone is feeling and make sure everyone's concerns are heard. This can help set expectations and reduce misunderstandings later on. Once you're in the nursing home, it's still important to keep those conversations going. Regularly check in with your family about how you're both feeling emotionally. It's okay to talk about missing each other or even feeling frustrated with the changes. The more you talk about it, the more everyone can understand each other's needs. Remember, moving into a nursing home doesn't have to mean the end of close family relationships. It might take some time to adjust, but with patience and open communication, it's possible to maintain strong, loving connections. You just need to work together to make sure everyone feels heard and supported. Have you experienced this strain with your family? Let us know how you've handled it in the comments below. Imagine two residents living in the same nursing home. One is Mrs. Thompson, an elderly woman who has been living there for about a year. She has developed a strong bond with the staff, who know her needs well and go out of their way to make sure she feels comfortable. Mrs. Thompson has a caregiver who checks in on her regularly, ensures her medications are on time, and helps her maintain her daily hygiene routine. She's always treated with respect and kindness, which makes her feel safe and valued. Her health has actually improved in many ways, partly due to the attentive care she receives. Then, there's Mr. Wilson. He's only been at the facility for a few months, but his experience has been a stark contrast. Mr. Wilson suffers from mobility issues and often requires help getting out of bed or moving around. The staff is clearly overworked, and Mr. Wilson frequently finds himself waiting for assistance, sometimes for long periods. His medications are delayed, and his personal hygiene needs are sometimes overlooked because the staff simply doesn't have enough time to provide the care he requires. It's not that the staff doesn't care, they're doing the best they can. But understaffing has made it impossible for them to offer Mr. Wilson the same level of attention and support that Mrs. Thompson receives. Unfortunately, not all nursing homes are created equal, and this story is not unique. In many cases, nursing homes struggle with issues like understaffing and overworked employees. This leads to subpar care, which can affect every aspect of life for residents, from managing medications to ensuring basic hygiene needs are met. And for residents like Mr. Wilson, this can feel incredibly frustrating and isolating. It's heartbreaking to think about how easily things can go wrong when staffing is insufficient. Real-life impacts of inadequate care can be devastating. Imagine waiting for hours to get help with something as simple as needing to use the restroom or getting a glass of water. These are the everyday frustrations that many seniors experience in understaffed nursing homes. What's worse, when help is delayed, there can be serious health consequences. Medications might not be taken on time, or the necessary daily care may be skipped, leading to everything from worsening physical conditions to emotional distress. This can leave families feeling powerless and anxious, watching their loved ones struggle in a place they thought would provide safety and comfort. Studies have shown that the quality of care in nursing homes is closely tied to staffing levels. The The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, have pointed out that higher staffing levels lead to better outcomes, including fewer hospital readmissions and higher overall satisfaction from residents and their families. In fact, research consistently links adequate staffing ratios with improved care, including better management of medications, more consistent monitoring of residents' health, and overall improved hygiene practices. Staffing is a critical element of providing quality care, and when there aren't enough staff members to go around, the quality of life for residents can significantly suffer. If you are in the process of choosing a nursing home for yourself or a loved one, it's essential to take proactive steps to ensure that the facility can meet your care needs. One of the most effective things you can do is visit the nursing home frequently. When you're there, observe the staff-to-resident ratio and the attentiveness of the caregivers. Are they focused and present, or do they seem overwhelmed and stretched thin? Take the time to check online reviews and see what other families have experienced, particularly when it comes to staffing issues and quality of care. Ask detailed questions about how many staff members are available during different shifts, and inquire about the nursing home's care protocols for things like medication administration, personal hygiene, and overall safety. Researching the facility before moving in can make a big difference. Understanding the staffing levels, the quality of care, and the reputation of the facility will help you avoid issues that could lead to frustration, neglect, or even harm. It's always better to be informed and prepared, and choosing the right facility can ensure that your loved one receives the care they deserve. In the end, everyone deserves to feel comfortable, respected, and cared for, especially as they age. Whether it's Mrs. Thompson's positive experience or Mr. Wilson's challenges, the reality is that quality care should never be a gamble. It's something that should be guaranteed. So, take the time to research and ask the right questions. Your loved ones are worth it. The financial costs of a nursing home can be overwhelming. Take, for example, a person named Alice. She had worked hard all her life, saved for retirement, and thought she had a good insurance plan. When her health began to decline, she made the decision to move into a nursing home, feeling reassured that her insurance would help cover the costs. It made sense to her. After all, she had paid into her plan for years, expecting it would be there when she needed it most. But when Alice arrived at the nursing home, she quickly realized that things weren't as simple as she had hoped. While her insurance did cover some of the expenses, it didn't cover nearly as much as she had expected. The daily cost of her care far exceeded what her policy would pay, and soon, she was faced with mounting bills she couldn't afford. The out-of-pocket expenses were more than she had planned for, and it started to drain her savings faster than she had anticipated. It was a difficult realization for Alice and her family. They had assumed that insurance would cover the majority of the cost, but the reality was much different. Like many others, she hadn't fully understood the gaps in her coverage. Some policies only pay for a portion of long-term care, or they may have limitations based on the type of care needed, the location of the facility, or the number of days covered. It's easy to see how someone could be caught off guard. For Alice and her family, this financial burden was more than just an inconvenience. It became a source of stress, causing strain not only on her finances, but also on her relationships. The family was forced to make difficult decisions about how to handle the costs, with some members taking on extra work to help cover expenses, while others worried about their own financial future. This situation isn't unique. In fact, it's a reality for many families who find themselves in similar circumstances. The high costs of nursing home care, combined with unexpected fees and limited insurance coverage, can create long-term financial strain. As people age, planning for long-term care becomes essential. Yet, many are unaware of how expensive it can be until they're faced with the reality of needing care. The financial burden of nursing homes isn't just a one-time issue. It can continue for years. Some families find themselves in a situation where they've used up their savings and are left with little to no financial cushion. This can lead to a drastic change in lifestyle and can even impact future generations. It's also important to note that some insurance policies have limited coverage for long-term care, and once that coverage runs out, the individual and their family may be left to figure out how to pay for the remaining expenses. The situation Alice found herself in is a reminder that, even with insurance, the costs associated with nursing home care can quickly spiral out of control. It's not enough to simply assume that insurance will cover everything. It's essential to carefully review the terms of any policy, understand what is and isn't covered, and explore additional options to cover the costs. For anyone considering nursing home care, it's important to do your homework. Speak with a financial advisor who specializes in long-term care. They can help you understand the financial implications, explore your options, and come up with a plan that fits your needs. This could include looking into long-term care insurance, Medicaid, veterans benefits, or other resources that may help offset costs. By taking the time to understand the financial landscape before making any decisions, you can avoid the stress and uncertainty that comes with unexpected costs. Remember, it's better to plan ahead and know your options than to be caught off guard by a financial burden that could impact your future. While it may seem overwhelming at first, with the right guidance and planning, you can make informed decisions that ensure your care is both affordable and sustainable. As we age, our health can go in many directions. Some people find that their health improves when they get more support, while others, unfortunately, experience a decline, especially when they feel isolated and disconnected. This contrast can be stark, but it's something that affects many, especially in nursing homes or care facilities. The environment you're in, and the level of emotional and social connection you have, can play a big role in how well you're able to maintain your health. Let's think about two different people. First, there's Mary. She's in her late 70s and recently moved into a nursing home after her health started to decline. But she's been really fortunate, the staff is kind, and they make sure she gets the medical attention she needs. But more importantly, she has built relationships with other residents. They have coffee together, go on short walks, and sometimes just sit and chat. She's not just taken care of physically, she's supported emotionally and mentally. This sense of connection, of not being alone, has made all the difference for her. Mary's health, though not perfect, has improved in ways her doctors didn't expect. Her mood is better, she's more active, and she feels more hopeful. For her, being in the nursing home has given her the support she needed to thrive. Now let's talk about Tom. Tom is in his early 80s, and his experience is different. He too lives in a nursing home, but for him, things aren't going as well. He feels disconnected from the people around him. He's not as close to the staff, and he doesn't have many interactions with other residents. His family visits sometimes, but it's not enough to fill the gap. Tom feels as though he's just a number on a chart, rather than a person. And slowly, he's noticing that his health is declining. Not just physically, but mentally too. He feels more tired, more isolated, and honestly, he's begun to give up on doing things he used to enjoy. It's not that the nursing home is neglecting him, but the lack of emotional connection has taken a toll. His motivation to stay active, to engage, has faded, and with it his health has worsened. This contrast between Mary and Tom is more common than we realize. While some people thrive with the support of a caring environment, for many the opposite is true. When people feel isolated, disconnected, or resigned, they can experience a rapid decline in both their physical and mental health. This sense of resignation can create a feeling that they are no longer in control, which can lead to depression, anxiety, and a general sense of hopelessness. All of these emotional factors can seriously affect health, making it harder for a person to recover or even maintain their quality of life. Studies have shown that emotional health plays a significant role in physical health, especially in institutional settings like nursing homes. When someone is feeling lonely, stressed, or emotionally drained, it can manifest physically. For example, people who experience long-term depression or isolation are at a higher risk for heart disease, high blood pressure, and weakened immune systems. A lack of social support has also been linked to slower recovery from illness and surgery. This is why it's so important to not only focus on the physical care someone is getting, but also on their emotional and social needs. If you or a loved one is in a nursing home and you notice signs of health decline, whether it's physical or emotional, it's important to take action. Being proactive is key. You can advocate for a more personalized care plan that focuses not just on medical needs, but also on emotional well-being. This can include things like connecting with other residents, engaging in meaningful activities, and ensuring that staff members are aware of any changes in mood or behavior. Rehabilitation options like physical therapy or even just a change in routine can also make a huge difference. The bottom line is that being in a nursing home doesn't have to mean a decline in health. The environment, the level of care, and the emotional connections made can all play a part in how well someone does. By paying attention to both physical and emotional health and advocating for better care, we can help ensure that aging doesn't feel like a slow decline but rather a time to live with dignity and fulfillment. So there you have it, 6 hard truths about nursing homes that no one tells you until you've already made the move. From the loss of independence to the potential for social isolation, the reality of living in a nursing home can be much more complex than expected. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that it's a simple solution, but the truth is, it can come with challenges that are tough to anticipate. There's a lot to consider, and it's important to take a step back and really think about what's best for you or your loved one. While moving into a nursing home might be the right choice for some, it's important to make sure it's truly the best option for you. Every situation is unique, and sometimes there are alternatives that can make a huge difference. Maybe it's home care, a supportive living arrangement, or just a few small adjustments to make daily life more comfortable and enjoyable. You don't have to feel like nursing homes are the only solution. It's about finding what works best for your needs and ensuring that your later years are as fulfilling as possible. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Have you or someone you know had a similar experience? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to share this video with anyone you think might benefit from hearing the truth about nursing homes. We all deserve to make informed choices, and the more we talk about these things, the better equipped we'll be to face them with confidence.